Okay.
They should have brought a thing that's a remote, kind of remote mic. You put it somewhere on one of the benches.
Well, we'll see.
And it casts
We'll see how it goes. Beautiful. All right.
So it's not always an answer. Jim, I've got a present for you, but I forgot to bring. Yeah.
There we go.
That's okay. My fun today was, instead of having fun on Facebook, I'm having fun with a message. I had, Monsignor, Charles Senior, trying to get him with her, apple cards from me, and I'm just playing along with it. I'm just playing along with it. I haven't figured out where I'm gonna take it yet.
I honestly think it is funny. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
I have a very easy and this is the first time I've done it though.
Revenue enhancements. So I had all my nieces and nephews, my sister, and all her father has come down. So it was good.
No.
3 weeks.
4 weeks.
states and I'm trying to remember while I'm reading them. I don't wanna forget the 3 lines that I have. Yeah.
That's how I got it before. It's not my first time.
Yeah, I didn't know whether you did two before.
I wait till like, like stop judging.
That's what I would do. That's what everybody does. Thank you. How are you? See you again. See you. Yeah, it's got a long arm.
I like that one. You don't know, man. Going on.
It's not electricity.
It's cool.
Let's go.
Hello. How are you?
How's it going? Howdy. How's it going? Oh, good. You? Good. Good seeing you.
No, I was, yeah.
I don't sit that close in case I sneeze again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dang weather.
Ah.
That seems a bit archaic.
Oh, life injury.
It's going. Real busy, which is good. So.
I did not, but I had.
Probably see it twice this week.
Oh crap! Wednesday athletic is meeting. When's that? It didn't pop up in my calendar.
First Wednesday.
Yeah. I usually see something online too. So thanks for the reminder.
I have it on my calendar. Oh, the fishing club and their meetings on Wednesday, the first Wednesdays also. So it's like, okay, I'll alternate. One month.
Bet you were.
I'm done.
think you were here.
That's how some stories start.
I didn't think you were here. Game Thursday.
Yeah.
I got a game. Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
Okay, we call to order the meeting of Maumee City Council for December 4th, 2023. Please call the roll.
McDonald,
Yes.
Noonan,
Yes.
Hupperberger,
Yes.
Arrow,
Yes.
Fiskus,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Linebaugh.
Yes. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Without objection, I'll move item 4 to the end of the agenda so that everyone doesn't have to sit here. Item 5, Committee of the Whole, President McDonald.
Thank you, Mayor. The agenda is before council, so if there's any questions or concerns or explanations that you desire, now's the time. The floor is open for that. Pretty small agenda. I think it's pretty clear. Committee of the Whole is closed. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Next up is citizen comments. Anyone wishing to address council, please come to the podium, state your name and address.
Hi, I'm Linda Fairweather, I live at 422 West Broadway, and I brought handouts. Thank you. So it's just a simple, first of all, I just want to say, over the last year and a half or 2 years, however long it's been that the city's been torn up, I am so happy with what I'm seeing, and I got such a kick out of the concrete Legos that are going up on East Broadway. But I'm a walker, and there are places in Maumee now that I can walk and not have to worry about tripping, falling, so thank you. I do have a request, and I will just give it to you, you have pictures. Ever since I moved here in '93, and every year you could park on West Broadway on the 400 block on the north side. And in 2014, when the city took out the 2 American basswoods in front of my house because they were diseased and they were replaced, they took the sign out when they were grinding the stump that said no parking this side of the road. They put it on the other side of the road in front of Judge Hazard's house, and it's been there ever since. There's no reason for it there. The people on the north side of West Broadway do not have any access to, their driveways don't have access, so when they have guests, the common thing is you tell your guests if you get a parking ticket, I'll pay for it as part of coming to visit me. the yellow dots are set up properly so that you could park on the north side of West Broadway. And I have pictures there from areas that show the sign was there in 2022, and then on the second page, it was not there. And also, I took some pictures yesterday of the street, and you can see that the picture C is at the corner of Kingsbury and West Broadway, and at that point, going toward the Catholic Church, you can park on the south side, but not on, and you can see that the lines are already set up. So I'm just requesting that the sign that was taken off of the south side and mistakenly put on the north side be dug up and put back where it started so that we can have parking from all of West Broadway. And also, I will tell you that having no parking in that section causes people to see it's a freeway. And so they go a lot faster, and I've been known to stand out there with my hair dryer and make people nervous. But we have a lot of children in the street, and I'd like to be able to have a safer street. And so that's what I'd like to request. And if you don't have someone that can dig up the sign, if you authorize me, I'll do it. Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Two minutes?
No respect, that's what I'm saying, no respect. Bill Cox, 937 Gibb Street. They did a nice job on Gibb Street so far. I'm looking forward to going around, but it ain't there yet, but we're working on it. When they did line the parking spaces in front of my home, they missed a line or something there. There's a two parking spot area right in front of my house, and everybody seems to think that you can get 3 cars in there. So they run a little bit, but I think if we need a 45 line off the end of those, the last parking line, then that would discourage people from parking there. I took it upon myself to drag one of the extra 500 orange barrels we have there down and put it at the end of that parking spot, and it seems to curtail the parking there for right now, so they don't overrun the parking spots. And then on the right-hand side of my driveway, I think it's probably the same issue. There is no line, and then it starts down a ways, so it's like a space and a half. So I think we just need a couple more lines painted there. And if you leave a 4-inch roller out, chalk line and roll it out, take care of it. Just let me know where it's at. Thank you.
And we're building it dead, Roundabout is supposed to open at noon tomorrow.
Good evening, my name is Margaret Earhart, and my address is 713 Sackett Street, and I'm here in my cat hair adorned coat to let everybody know that Toledo has an animal ordinance. And it's hard for me to believe that I'm standing up here in support of an issue that is for the health and safety of Maumee. The animal ordinance, it's hard to understand why this is such a thing that people are upset about. I know a lady on Dussel Drive, where she lives off of Dussel Drive, in those big apartment buildings, and she has the experience of having her neighbor have 8 dogs in a 1-bedroom apartment, and every day she hears the owner screaming at these dogs, and the dogs run out the door, and they leave their feces in the communal area where kids play and people gather. She pointed out that the animal ordinance is not only good for health and safety for the citizens, but it's good for the health and safety of the dogs. And I want to thank those members of the council who voted for this ordinance. It's a safety ordinance, and it's good for our health. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything else? Seeing none. Rich, you want to address a couple of the issues there, please?
Yeah, actually the major one here is Linda's issue. She and I talked earlier this fall regarding this issue, and it's amazing how I get things done, because that sign's not there anymore. It disappeared at 2:38 today. I know what you're talking about. It was there in 2019, Linda's gone today. We haven't put one up on the other side because, to give everybody an answer, Linda and I talked about this. I talked with Matt Miles about striping from the 300 block all the way down Broadway and allowing parking to happen on the south side of the road. What happened, and I asked Matt about it, they striped it because they got there a week earlier on Broadway than they said they were, and then they striped it. And it was too costly to blast those lines off this year. We intend to correct it next year. So you will have parking on the south side. We'll put the signs on the north side again, so that you don't park there. But that's taken care of, so how much strength you got.
Charles Barker to you at ESPN.
Yeah.
You want to address the bill and also let the lines in front of his place.
The lines, we don't naturally put lines when you have a bump out that jumps in. You don't put lines on there according to vehicle code. I don't know why so many people are parking there. The lines are striped. I don't know in that particular instance, but I'll take a look at it tomorrow. People have been talking on Facebook, and I don't usually respond to this stuff, but the light at the roundabout isn't open, not because of something that's happening in front of Dino's, which is done right now. It's because the lighting that was there, because the light poles that are supposed to go at the crosswalks are not there because those light poles are back ordered. So what we're trying to accomplish is making sure that the kids are safe because it's getting dark earlier. And then Jim mentioned to me tonight, Edison did hook up the temporary monstrosity that would light the place up like a football field. They were going up and down and going on and off. They must have a short in it, but we're not going to open it until we have enough light at night that pedestrians are safe, because traffic never stops in a roundabout, and there's children around that area. Probably not a good idea to open it until we are safe, that children can be safe crossing those crosswalks.
Thank you. Next is adoption of the agenda, Mr. Newman.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I will make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Mr. Fiskus.
Thank you, Mayor Carl. Second that motion.
Well, yeah, Mr. Newman, would you make that motion to approve the agenda with item 4, move to the new item 11?
It would be 11 or 12.
I'm sorry, we have 12. It would be the new 12.
Okay. So, I will, so we amend it and just make a new motion?
Yeah, vote on it. Go ahead and make the motion.
Okay. I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda with item 4 being moved to become item 12.
Thank you, Mr. Fiskus.
Thank you, Mayor Carl. I will second that motion.
Any questions? Call the roll.
McDonald?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Pufferberger?
Yes.
Barrow? Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Linebaugh?
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is approval of the meeting minutes from November 20th and the special meeting of November 28th, 2023. Ms. Pufferberg.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I would like to make a motion to approve the regular minutes of November 2020, November 20th, and special meeting November 28th, city council meetings.
And Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I will second that motion.
No questions on the agenda? Call the roll.
McDonald?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Pufferberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Linebaugh?
Yes.
There are no petitions and communications on the consent calendar. First, we'll have a motion to approve and a second. Mr. Linebaugh.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. Motion to approve all consent calendar items as stated.
Mr. Barrow.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I second that motion.
Any questions on the items? Call the roll.
McDonald?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Pufferberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Linebaugh?
Yes.
Item 12 is in regard to the recently passed fire tax levy. We have a recommendation from the finance director to approve ordinance 023-2023, authorizing and directing the director of finance to establish a special.
We'll move that item 4 to 12. Should that have technically been item 13 then?
11. 11.
Okay.
I can go give it a number anyway. It doesn't matter.
Okay, never mind.
It's not confusing.
Sorry. I'm already confused, so it's all good. It's all good. I'm too focused on Jacksonville tonight, so.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Call the roll.
McDonald?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Pufferberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Linebaugh?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald.
Oh, yes, and also move to approve resolution 2023, authorizing Director of Finance to establish a special revenue fund for fire and EMS.
I'll second that motion.
Thank you, call the roll.
McDonald?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Huckenberger?
Yes.
Farrell?
Yes.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Weinbach?
Yes.
Item B is a recommendation from the law director, is to approve ordinance 047/2023, an ordinance authorizing the levy of 5.6 mil property tax for fire and emergency services for the city of Maumee as approved by the voters on November 7, 2023, and declaring an emergency. Mr. Fiskus.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I move that we suspend the rules and declare an emergency.
Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I will second that motion.
Call the roll.
McDonald?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Huckenberger?
Yes.
Farrell?
Yes.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Weinbach?
Yes.
And then I will move to approve ordinance 047/2023, ordinance authorizing the levy of the 5.6 mil property tax for fire and emergency services for the city of Maumee as approved by the voters on November 7th, 2023.
And I will second that motion.
Call the roll.
McDonald?
Yes.
Noonan?
Yes.
Huckenberger?
Yes.
Farrell?
Yes.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Weinbach?
Yes.
And we'll go ahead with the citizen comment before we go into executive session. President McDonald.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, I just want to comment on the authorizing the special revenue fund for fire and EMS. Obviously, that levy specifically designated those funds for that reason, and that was a big part of that levy. And establishing this fund just assures that that money is actually going to be put into that fund as it's raised and spent from that fund for fire EMS as we move forward. And then secondly, I want to comment on this Fairweather Broadway situation. I have petitioned or asked the administration to look at the speed limit on Broadway as well, west of Ford. It's 25 going west, and after Ford it turns up to 35. That's still a residential district right there. Also, you're going into a tight S-curve downhill, going down into the park, when then there's a pedestrian crossing at the bottom of that hill. So I really think that we need to look at trying to reduce that speed limit down to 25. And if we have to ask council to do that, I will ask council to do that. Or if we can do it through ordinance, that's fine. But I do think that's something we need to look at just for the safety of moving into that park and what happens at the bottom of the hill as you're going west. But thank you.
Mr. Noonan.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. First thing is, I know there's been some conversations on Facebook about, or comments made on, still, we talk about emergency ordinances. I would say a month ago, or maybe it was longer than that, one of my previous council comments was I did some research on Perrysburg, Sylvania, Oregon, what have you. Just kind of showing the number of emergency ordinances compared to ordinances overall, to showcase that it's a standard operation, for municipal government to do a lot of emergency ordinances. But still, for some reason, there's been, continued conversation on that. So just to let everybody know, and I'll share it with people within and obviously outside. One thing I'd like to do is I'm going to look at every single county. I'm going to look at the biggest municipalities within those counties, and I'm going to analyze what emergency ordinances are compared to overall ordinances, throughout the 88 counties. And I'm pretty sure what the result's going to be, but I want to just tell everybody know that I'm going to do that research to try to at least alleviate those concerns that we're doing too many emergency ordinances. So I'll let everybody know the update on that when that comes through. So obviously it's a lot of research, but I'm willing to do it to try to show people that what we're doing is common practice and just typical operations. The second thing is I've been kind of thinking about this, and I want to, obviously the rest of the council and mayor to kind of think about how they would like me to do this. But I've been noticing some conversations, what have you, about the usage of our fields within the city parks. So I'd like to possibly ask the Parks and Rec Committee to look at the evaluation of the usage and restoration of our fields within all of our parks. So I'm certainly willing to make a motion now, or we'd like to make an agenda item for the 18th, that we can do that too, so.
You can go ahead, Mr. Noonan, and refer that to Parks and Rec Committee.
Okay, so, Alan and Dr. Burks, if you want me to change the language, I can, but I figure, I'd like to make a motion to refer to the Parks and Rec Committee to reevaluate the reservation and usage of all of our fields within the city parks.
Second on the motion. I'll second this. Any questions or comments?
Did you say this?
So this will be for, the soccer fields, the baseball fields at Ford, and then the softball fields at, Rolfe.
That is correct.
Rolfe Fields, Ford Fields, all the up.
That is correct, and football, yeah, everything.
One question.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Good.
Thank you, Rick Carr. Did you say for reserving the fields for reservations?
Yes, like to actually reserve the fields, yes.
I know it's not a park, but does the city not own where the Little League football also plays at direct time?
We do.
Okay.
I think it's
Is
all
it-
encompassing, he said all.
Okay.
You even
Yeah,
had
all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor and a second, call the roll.
McDonald?
Yes.
Newman?
Yes.
Huppenberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yeah.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Linebacker?
Yes.
Anything else, Mr. Noonan?
No, that'll be it, thank you.
Ms. Buckenberg?
Thank you. I just want to say how excited I am seeing all the trees being planted this extended fall. And yeah, it's just been nice to see them go in, not only, in the areas we've been concentrating on planting, but, seeing so many more trees being planted out in front of people's houses. You can really see that, as people are seeing all the trees being planted, that they're wanting to have trees, in front of their homes as well, and it's been nice to see around town. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Barrow?
Thank you, Rick Carr. Kind of extend on what Councilman Newman has said about the emergencies. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know previous 2020 when we got on, there was over 274, I believe, emergencies. And I think we might be in the low to mid 80s by the end of this year. We significantly have cut down emergencies. And to reiterate again, even though it's been said over and over nearly at every meeting, tonight, for example, the emergencies that we approved were for the resolutions for the fire department to get funding and to move forward with it. We have to act quickly on this. And there's certain things that just have to be acted on right now and can't have 3 readings. So if that helps anybody's concerns, that's what that's about. Thank you.
Mr. Fisk?
Thank you, Rick Carr. I had something written down a while ago, and I, of course, misplaced it, but it had to do with live streaming, and I don't think there's anyone up here that is against it. It's something that we're working towards. As you can see, we've corrected terrible lighting that was in this room. You would not have been able to see us a few months ago. And the next step is revamping the audiovisual equipment and being able to, connect our live stream directly to these microphones, because a room mic doesn't always pick it up. So it is something we're working on. It's going to be working in the budget for next year. So no one is against it. We're all for it. It's just, we have to have our priorities, and sometimes the money just isn't there. Also wanted to commend the Uptown Business Association for another great parade. They even got the rain to stop for most of it, so that was a nice touch. Saturday's breakfast with Santa at the fire station next week is shot with the hero, all the first responders. And just to touch on what Scott and Gabe also did with the emergency ordinances. Before Patrick was hired, we used to pass everything here by ordinances and resolutions, and that's when he introduced the consent calendar. I went back and counted just this year. Our consent calendar items were 90 items. Those used to have been passed as emergencies, which it's not done that way anymore. And then also wanted to point out that the Mirror is doing an acts of kindness. They've had a write-up in the paper past few weeks. Anyone who's here who wants any more information, I'm sure Mike would gladly let you know about that. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Harris?
Thank you. I'm actually going to pass this week.
Mr. Linebacker?
I'm going to pass as well, Mayor Carr.
Mayor, can I make one announcement, please?
Go ahead.
For the first meeting in January, that's gonna be January 2nd. And I'm asking that, we start a little early that night, cause there's a couple of swearing-ins that have to happen. Judge Hazard also has to be in Waterville at 6:30 for another swearing event. So if we're gonna utilize the judge, I'm asking him to get started about 5:45, even though the regular meeting will start at 6:15. Also, every 2 years, there's a group photo that is made of council. We're planning on that night to happen before the meeting as well. So that's, gives us a little leeway leading up to the meeting starting at 6:15. And also, one correction for Mr. Fiskus, and maybe the chief can clarify this. Shop with the Hero event is the 13th.
13th, Wednesday at 5 p.m. starting at the fire department.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. We need a motion to go into executive session for personnel matter, and I would ask that when the motion is made, they also add to that Ms. Perry be permitted to enter into executive session. Ms. Buckner.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I'd like to make a motion to enter into executive session for personnel matters and allow Ms. Perry to enter into the session with us.
Mr. Newman.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I'll second that motion.
Call the roll.
McDonald?
Yes.
Newman?
Yes.
Hoppenberger?
Yes.
Barrow?
Yes.
Fiskus?
Yes.
Harris?
Yes.
Weinbach?
Yes.
I had no idea that was how it signed the move before I told them.
Was that?
Not much tonight.
Nope.
Excuse me.
Take care. Good to see you.
That's like city employee stuff. Probably should discuss that in the open public.
What's that?
Probably shouldn't discuss that stuff in the open public.
Is that what they do? They meet secretly?
So for personnel matters or lawsuits, so they'll go into private chambers because that stuff you can't, like, Joe, sorry, you were sexual harassing me for the 14th time, you know, just that kind of stuff you just can't do out in public. So.
And they just come out and then they'll finish up?
So essentially, so they're going to come out, they're going to sit down, adjourn, and be done. So they've made their comments and everything. So they did it this way, so that way everybody can go and not have to stick around for anything else.
The guy sent me some information on, we've got robots that
The township I was in up in Michigan, personnel matters, the individual was being discussed would be in there with them. Including.
Well, unless they're talking about like adding positions, reducing positions, things like that. But
it was all public. The suspect
what was that?
he lives off of.
Oh, in the township where you were?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe he's from the
It's kind of crazy.
he came here for work. I think he's from Ohio, I just don't know.
That way everybody knew what was going on.
Well,
And not a surprise that, oh, hey, we're adding a position.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if they're discussing individual employees, then yeah, that should be private.
You got police from jail and bonds, I know that.
Private, I think I got called in once, somebody had a complaint.
It's all settled, so
She actually wants to be,
see what happens.
As it turned out, it really wasn't a complaint.
Details.
There's the,
Like I said, I don't think he's.
my attorney couldn't make it, so I recorded the conversation.
I've got my application.
One of our,
I don't know what.
township trustees took offense to it. Township trustees took it down. As far as me recording.
Oh, yeah.
Really helps us there. There's apartments, me, and then apartments. Everybody says like, yeah. Then there's a walk-up there, and they got a whole straight for 2 spots. And there's. There was room, there was before they. All they do is they park there and they park over my driveway.
Getting an objection there.
So they're like this far over my driveway. Yeah.
Okay.
So I moved one of those orange barrels down at the end of the line where the parking spot is, I put the barrel right there. So they can't park past it. So then on the other side of the driveway, there is no line. So they can park again right across my driveway. Yeah.
Your feet look good, I watched it. Oh, okay, cool. The lady from.
Well, it's just makes it better. They don't like it big. Yeah, well, I'm taking my trailer. Back in or something. Usually it's only had a small activity or just a new gig. There must be some.
I'm glad it's set up for.
So they're down in New Jersey, they're gonna park in that spot.
There you go.
Can we start out with Greg?
Yeah. Dream job.
I don't bring the potato truck home, thank goodness. I never get something. I don't potatoes for those food banks.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I pick them up.
I think it might keep long a week or so.
We do it every Monday.
Should I just keep playing?
Yeah.
Right.
The truck they parked out behind the church, we all, potatoes from this.
I had one.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it.
See, I would bring it up to the Seagate Food Bank.
And it was somebody
Yeah,
impersonating to
just,
be
it's-
somebody who used to be a dispatcher.
Lets us.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's St. Andrews Work Measure or something they call it. St. Andrews Building. And then we glean the farmer's field, so we haul that to the food bank. Farmer calls after they're picking up for the crew, they go out and clean the field stretch, that's just some fruits.
Oh, nice.
And we bring it back and then we drop that off to the food bank. Yeah, we haul like, last week I hauled 6,000 pounds of potato.
All you guys been doing now? Is this a group you guys?
Mhm. Yeah, we've been doing it quite a while. They started out in Stony Ridge, at the church down there, and the guys down there, most of them were in their 80s, they just, of course, I did much of the other day, but they just couldn't drive it anymore, couldn't handle the truck, so they brought the truck up to us, and they said, would you guys be willing to do some of this? I said, yeah, I'll drive some of it. So we started driving, they pretty well phased themselves out, they're just retired, so they help pick and help clean and stuff, they don't drive anymore, so we're taking care of the truck, and maintaining it, and yeah, it's a lot of fun going to, then we hand out food at the food banks around town too. Mosaic on Broadway and a couple other places, we cook meals for them all down there. So you get to know the homeless people down there on Broadway and stuff. It's great work. there's an elementary school there, there's now a charter school that the government backed, and then we moved from there to the senior center over there, the Aurora got senior center. We're looking over there, so we find another home, we're looking for.
I had no idea she had that many cats.
We don't have any storage there, so we can't keep extra food.
Even if it's 3 kids, $3 to find a transportation store.
4 dogs, 1 cat, or 5 of any of the other two, any of the two.
Is it 4 total?
4 dogs.
It was the same as cats, 4 dogs or 4 cats or 5 total?
I thought it was 5 in total, and I think from reading from something last week that that's what was changed.
Yeah, I don't get it, you know, 'cause there's so many of them, we used to do, before COVID, we were delivering 13 food banks in Toledo. And then they got to where they were picking up their own food, so we didn't have to deliver it. You were going down, probably.
No, it was.
There's that many out there. And the demand is like, well, we need to take our house, we need to order it. Crystal ball. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when the farmers are picking that, so we get like, we had, we had 8,000 pounds.
So what were the pitfalls in the election for you?
Yeah, they,
1,500, 2,000 pounds of apple, green pepper.
the number of,
So if we knew something that it needs, so we could get it where it needs to go.
I got called over to, years ago when I was working with the dog warden, because they had a big cat that was out there. I don't remember if it was a panther or what it was. And
This way, nobody's started
by the
moving.
time I got
Right
there,
there, yeah.
it was a
Doing that.
chemical
It's kinda-
mobilization, they're
I
done.
think there's nobody's decided to move
They
it
were
or
able
anything.
to get it, captured.
I've heard rumors about who owns what and where. I've never seen it.
All right,
Maybe
well.
factual data.
Yep, go lock the church up.
I gotta wait an hour. You wanna go check for me?
Does Mommy do ride along like Toledo does?
Yep,
What do you have to do to qualify?
so it's 4 or 5 total. Just, get a hold of Assistant Chief Mike Love and schedule it.
You have to qualify for it or something, or?
No, you gotta sign a waiver that says if you get hurt, it's your own problem, not ours.
I know Toledo has background checks and stuff.
We don't do anything crazy, we usually check in-house to see if there's anything, but we don't fingerprint or do anything like that.
I was thinking about doing it once, never done it. They do it at night or just during the day, or don't make a difference?
Do it anytime, yeah.
Yeah, at night, that's cool.
Some people come and do like a 7 PM and then hold over on the midnights until it gets boring. But this time of year is the slowest time, so it'd almost be better to wait till spring when it warms up. It's really slows down as far as any of the interesting calls.
They're all interested.
To somebody.
That's probably true. Probably true.
Chase him down, Mike. Chase him down.
The only advantage of that is the reciprocity in other states.
Oh, yeah, that could be.
So, somebody wants to carry a handgun outside of the city, or outside of the state. You may not have a domesticated weasel, or a non-domesticated weasel.
There's enough weasels out there.
You can have a domesticated. just
Two or
a-
four-legged. There's plenty of two-legged. Yeah. I bet you couldn't even weasel anyhow, because it was a wild animal or something.
I think that's the difference between domesticated and non-domesticated. That's always been a
Or
more
a
advantage.
or something.
Yeah.
Remember when they used to have the Bears at the rec center? Was you around when they had that?
No.
When the horse bars were still there?
Oh, what year was that?
Early sixties.
Oh, I didn't remember maybe.
Yeah, they had a woman that used to train bears for, Clyde Brothers, and Cole Brothers and Clyde Brothers, whole meeting, Clyde Brothers Circus. And she used to win her over at the rec center. And she had 4 big black bears she'd keep over there to train. It was always funny, you'd see her out there walking her bears around. That was the rec center, big old black bears. Yeah.
It's on my property owned in Toledo.
So we have 22 houses around UT. So we do student housing. So probably 3/4 of our houses are students, and the other quarter are just regular people. So yeah, it's all concentrated. It's like south of like just south of campus and just east of campus. So it's nice. They're all like in one area, so it's not like all over the city or anything like that. So yeah.
So a group of students come in and rent the house, or?
Yep. So friends, just a bunch of friends get together. It's like, hey, let's get together. Let's go look for a house, and they rent it. As a group, they all have their parents or aunt and uncle or whoever co-sign and everything, just in case things get crazy. And yeah, it goes fine. Never had to go to a co-signer or anything. So. Yeah.
Be nosy.
No, that's fine.
My son's graduating from St. John's, and then they're going to go to UT, and that's exactly what they want to do.
Yeah.
Rent a house.
So
do you have them listed somewhere?
utrentals.net.
utrentals.net.
Yeah. So UT Rentals is our company.
Okay.
And so typically we will know like February 1st as to who's staying for next year and who's not.
Okay.
Now, check with the university though, because I don't know if you get a local waiver or not, but you have to stay on campus for 2 years. Yeah.
Even if you live locally?
Check on it. Okay. So, because UT way overbuilt their dorms. Way overbuilt. So, they want to keep you on campus as long as humanly possible. It is. So, but yeah, if you're local, see if they have to do that.
Okay.
So, and again, I'm guessing it would have to be everybody would have to be local. Like if you have one friend from Piqua, then he or she's not going to probably get a waiver. So. Okay. Yeah, just call Res Life and just say, hey, my kids are coming to UT next year. Since they're local, do they have to stay off campus or on campus and stuff like that? So. So yeah, so we. Yeah.
What, 10 minutes away?
I know.
Pay for,
Yeah.
I know it's a whole experience, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it's more than the tuition.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. So just UT Rentals. Just if you Google it, it'll pop up. So.
I was on a football scholarship, and I had to stay on campus the first year.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they don't let you knuckleheads loose.
Granddaughter's a freshman at University of Michigan.
Okay, cool.
And they're required to live on campus.
Well, UT is your first 2 years. So they make you stay for 2 years unless you get a waiver somehow. So.
And Mom lives in Canton. They did live in Dundee. It was still had to live on campus. There was no getting out of it. And they hate it because it's not the cleanest. You think of how many students there are, how many freshmen.
Oh, I remember. We lived on. There was a bunch of football players on our floor, and every Friday night they would all shave their heads in the bathroom, and the hair would be there until Monday because that's when the custodian people came back. So that was awesome. Yeah.
Carter Hall.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I remember.
Oh yeah. So
I was on the 5th floor of East.
I was on the 1st floor of East. Yep. Yeah, the academic floor that was supposed to be quieter with all the football players. Yeah, let me tell you, it was not it was not quite.
You know, throw the dog in the
There was not a lot of studying going. So,
We weren't that rowdy.
Yeah. That's nice to listen to.
Great.
Back when my daughter's on.
They had a handle on us back then.
We used to have a lot of feral cats around our neighborhood, but we finally got rid of the people in the front, so the feeding.
Was that your choice, or was it, were you from out of town?
yeah, I lived in Akron. Or I grew up in Akron, so yeah, so it was definitely, it was a choice because didn't know anybody. Well, I knew a few people, but yeah, so it was great. I mean, I enjoyed it. So it wasn't horrible, but
I did too until I heard me. And my dad died through that year.
oh, sorry.
Yeah. Somebody said they knew where the rec center they had on there. Yeah, feeding off that.
Well, yeah, I caught one shaving cream in some dorm room.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
So he got over there with his rain dropped off. So we were on pellet gun picking off at night.
What's wrong with that? Don't you guys have your, shooting practice over there? Back in the 70s, I told the kids.
Yeah.
Of course. Oh, yeah, ricochet line ammo off of the railroad tracks. Well, I mean, what was over there back then? I mean, it was pretty.
Well, cornfield.
Yeah, it wasn't.
We used to go up to the meats market up here and we'd get bags of fat. Roll that bag and put fat in it, and then we'd go on the track or on the dump and we'd throw the bags of fat out. And then we'd sit in the bed of the pickup truck with the lights out. And pretty soon you could hear the cans rattling around and stuff and the rats getting out there. And we really started making a lot of noise and you'd turn the lights on the pickup truck and you'd stand in the bed and shoot. Then you'd wait until the population went away, you'd turn the lights back on again and wait a while and pretty soon they'd come back out again.
Yeah, hurt people, didn't it?
Yeah. Then about 1 o'clock in the morning, the police would come out and say, the builders are complaining about the noise, you gotta clear that off for me. Oh, okay. Yeah.
People complain regardless.
Yeah.
Do they? It doesn't matter. Once the one topic's resolved, the next one resumes. Then people complain about resolving that topic. I didn't notice that. You sure about that? The 5% rule. There's 5% of people who complain just. There's something right now that's complaining on Facebook. They want somebody.
You have kids in sports?
Yep. So my son plays soccer. He's gonna do track. He might kick for the football team. And then my daughter, she does gymnastics, but not for the schools or anything. And then my youngest one, he loves soccer too. So yeah. And basketball. He's playing basketball this year for the first time, like successful. Yeah. So that's
You
why
were
we're
the
good.
one that said your son wasn't sure kicking for football? Or?
Mhm. Well, so he wanted to kick, like going into 7th grade, and we even sent him to like a place kicking and camp at Ashland University for a day or two. And the middle school coaches basically just said, "Yeah, we don't use tutors," and that was it. Like it was a 1-line email. Like, oh, okay. So he kind of lost interest. And so at the 8th grade open house for the high school, we talked to the football coach, one of the youth football people, and they said, yeah, absolutely. You can play soccer and you can do place kicking at the same time. I mean, you don't have to be at the entire football practice for place kick. I mean, really, it's maybe half an hour or so with your holder and long snapper and stuff like that, and then the rest of the time you just got the little stand and you just go kick. So yeah, so we'll see if he does that or not. But man, he's got a decent leg on him, so we'll see.
Yeah, I would say place kicker my senior year.
Yeah, good story about a graffiti guy.
And I also played offensive line, so yeah, I was in practice the whole time.
Yeah.
I remember we had
Speedway twice. Right here? Yeah.
a kicker my sophomore year, and we go out to practice. Yeah, he'd run and do all the team stuff, and then he'd take off to a goal post with somebody and kick.
And I found his car, and inside his car, he's got a sticker that says, "I love Taters." I'm pretty sure it's the right car.
Back in the 70s, there weren't too many soccer players or soccer-style kickers either. We were all straight.
Right, right. So, yep, now they're all the soccer style.
Yeah, I know Brad already painted over his.
Yeah, I hope he sticks one.
Behind Brad Reynolds, the two buildings across. So he's gonna paint there and then the dumpster back over there too. What's the charge on it? Probably criminal mischief, what falls under, like 93 or something like that. It's be vandalism, it's got if I recall correctly, it's got disrupt business. And then there's some vandalism for like monuments and bathrooms and like tombstones and stuff. I just, the suspect, he's 40. So it's not like some kid originally.
What's the other thing that we're yeah, we used to catch them over there at the plant. When I worked at Manville, we catch them over there and take them off the tracks over there.
Oh, here now.
Yeah. Some of them are really good. They really do a nice job. Ones that do the murals and stuff.
Do the people at home know where it's going?
As long as you don't cover up the fire codes. They said, yeah, it's okay, keep the rust out of it, but they said, they don't cover up the guys carry up the fire codes and then they can't scan when they're going down the tracks.
Oh, interesting. What is it over there? Wish I might make this in our office. It's really expensive. Northwest Electric did these out of Sylvania. Did you drop ceilings too? Or just the lighting? I don't know. They're electricians, so.
Drop ceilings?
In our office?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Just need to be redone or?
And, think of the fluorescent lights.
Yeah,
The way to go is get these and then put dimmers on so you can set. And then these ones you can adjust the temperature, so whether it's more like the blue, white, or down to the more sort of orange color or whatever. Also compensating for the light that's coming in the daytime or whatever. It doesn't, so once you put these ones in, you have to set it on what color you want it, and then you can change the brightness over there and do it. What is this, like daylight?
Well,
It's
cool
white. Yeah, it's not all the way to the top though. I think these are, what do they say, around, I think it's 3,500. They call it Kelvin for the temperature. And the bright ones are like up to like 5,500, 6,000. They're almost the blue tint, really.
So you watch that stuff over the resale store with one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I bought like 12 of them there for UT with them there and a bunch of them and put them in.
You do the front of your building too, don't you? Yeah, I'm just saying. We're in a town architect for this. Sweet.
Yeah. They hold the other building together, but that's your building. Yeah, isn't that, that's the one you do the whole back of it.
Yeah, that was mine.
Oh, yeah, this is
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he had mine, we don't.
Plus he shut off the
freshness, so I guess that's good.
You know that little alleyway next to your building?
Yeah.
They used to be a cat company.
Oh, okay.
And they operated.
Oh, yeah, no, on the other side.
Where the hole is. Where the alley is, where you walk through between the
Yeah, I
buildings.
saw something on,
Yeah.
Mommy, I'm sure.
Yeah, the guy was in there for 10 years before they knew that it wasn't a building, that it was an alley. He snuck in there and he put a roof over it. He was working out of there, just kind of running gas and then he put a roof over it.
That's when we started to recreate some needs. Right there, that ran into the building, Eight Farm building.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, we used to go up there and get cab. My mom never drove, so we had to get cab and go up there. And they finally found out one day, they said, no, that's not really property, it's an alley, it's not supposed to be in the area. You just check it out, you just load it and everything.
Just flying.
Yeah, just spot in there. And they chased him over. Runs over the back.
Okay, need a motion to go out, back into, out of executive session, back to regular meeting, Mr. Fiskus
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I move that we exit executive session.
and Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I will second that motion.
Call the roll.
McDonald,
Yes.
Noonan.
Yes.
Huckenberger,
Yes.
Barrow,
Yes.
Fiskus.
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Weinbach.
Yes.
I'm gonna need a motion to add to the agenda, the recommendation on a termination of employee. I need a motion, President McDonald? Would you make a motion to add that to the agenda, please?
Oh, yeah, so moved.
Ms. Puffenberg,
Yes, I will second that motion.
call the roll.
McDonald.
Yes.
Noonan.
Yes.
Huckenberger,
Yes.
Barrow,
Yes.
Fiskus.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Weinbach.
Yes. I, last week, had a meeting with an employee, and this involved, several matters. And at that time, I told her that I was terminating her employment. I subsequently met, President McDonald and the law director were both present when I met with her. I subsequently brought in our finance director and our city administrator to inform them of the decision that was made in the recommendation. This is something that, Mayor-elect McDonald had discussed with me several times over the past couple of weeks, even while I was gone, almost on a daily basis. And so when I came back, that was a decision that was made. At this time, I've asked Mr. Harris if he would make a motion.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Carr. I move to confirm the removal or termination of Hope Violins employment with the city of Maumee.
Mr. Bear, would you second it, please?
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I second that motion.
Call the roll.
McDonald.
Yes.
Noonan.
Yes.
Huckenberger,
Yes.
Barrow,
Yes.
Fiskus.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Weinbach.
Yes. At this time, I need a motion to adjourn. Mr. Fiskus.
Thank you, Mayor Carr. I move that we adjourn until our next regular scheduled meeting.
Line.
Thank you. I second that motion.
Call the roll.
McDonald.
Yes.
Noonan.
Yes.
Huckenberger.
Yes.
Barrow.
Yes.
Fiskus.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Weinbach.
Yes.
Thank you.